Hello, I'm Raquel Peavy, and I'm back again to further explore the course that I am designing for my instructional design and online learning course as a graduate student at Lamar University. So let's just take a look at how this course has progressed. When learners enter my digital communications and media course, they are directed to the welcome folder. Here, they will meet their facilitator and find their contact information. Within this folder, there's a brief video about meeting myself, their facilitator for this course. This is the video as you can see here. There is also a link to the transcript from that video for our learners who need a little bit more accessibility features. There is also a link to another page that is housed at my e-portfolio to learn a little bit more detail about me, their facilitator. And here, sometimes there's a little hiccup in Schoology, so students are advised to click on the pop-up bubble, and it will take them directly to that section that is all about me. And finally, within this section, there's also included is my contact information. Here you will find my preferred way of contact via Schoology, as well as the open discussion forum labeled Got Questions, and also directions advising them to direct message or email me with private concerns. The Start module occurs directly preceding the Welcome module. All modules are designed with a completion tracking, meaning that each element of each module must be viewed and completed before going on to the next module. This ensures that important information contained in the Start Here section was viewed. In addition, the Start Here module contains numerous other features. Here you will find our course objective and learning goals, the actual course schedule, as well as a link to the live meeting where learners who are participating at home may view it live synchronously with the students in the class. In addition, there is also a video explaining what the student will need to be successful in this course, explaining how to navigate exactly through each module. Here's a quick look at the video. And lastly, in this section, there's also a discussion board labeled Got Questions. This is a space that is used to ask any questions that the learners may have about this course. They can ask their fellow classmates who also may provide assistance, and also they can contact me when in doubt if it's a personal question or something they do not want to directly post in the public view. They are directed to go to the Start Here section, the Welcome section, and view my contact information there. Now, let's take a look at the actual content modules. Each module is listed based on the week that they are occurring in. Let's start with week one's module. The title is Digital Communications and Media. It also contains the date from which this module is occurring. This is helpful to those who are not doing the blended learning instruction, who may be taking this course completely online. So this gives them a time frame of when each module is occurring. In addition to the learner goals that were addressed in the Start Here section, um, they had shown the entire overall goals for the course. Here, in each individual module, there are the learning goals for that particular module. The activities that are occurring in this week are pretty much identical to the activities that are occurring in the next subsequent weeks. Some of them are different, but the format is the same. This gives the learners the ability to get used to the format, so they are knowing what to expect with each module. Um, every weekly module starts off with a discussion question, and there's also a link to the recorded lesson for those students who will not be attending the class in person, or if they were at home and missed the class. So when the actual lesson occurs, it is recorded and inserted here, and it's also available every Monday after 12 noon. There are also additional supplemental learning videos about the content that we were learning for this week. As you can see, some of them are made by myself, as well as some of them are external sources. And at the end of each module, there is also an additional discussion question. And the purpose of this question is to kind of evaluate what they have learned or gained from their week in this course. So, what their previous thoughts were prior to gaining the knowledge in this course, and how do they feel now about what do they know now once they have continued in that course for this current week. So it's more of a self assessment piece for the student, as well as an assessment piece for myself, the facilitator, to see how their learning has progressed during that current week. Okay, so let's move on to week two. Again, this module is in pretty much the same format as the previous one. Just the learning activities will be a little differently. Let's take a look at this particular differentiated learning activity for this week. Is a Nearpod activity. Here, the students will enter their information, more likely just a nickname, because since they are logging on to this LMS, their name will already be provided here. They would just go ahead and join the lesson. And this is a time to climb activity. It's just an assessment to seeing what they have learned in that course. Again, they will just answer the questions, and if they answer it correctly, they'll go ahead and um, climb on top of the mountain, as you can see here. Let's see. As you can see, as they progress, they begin to climb. By having an assortment of different activities, this is basically how I will balance as for and of learning by incorporating these multitude of different learning elements into this course, not just utilizing routine questioning or having a summative assessment as the end of a course in the form of a standardized test, but including these interactive activities such as the Nearpod experience. So each task and activity throughout the remainder of these modules will provide students with the opportunity to show their achievements and provide and give feedback, as well as self-reflect, adjust, and monitor their own progress. Well, I pretty much think that this sums it up for this little brief overview of my course. Um, just to touch on some other questions that may be encountered by viewing this course. Again, the format for this course is ideally a face to face blended